When you're training, you want to know things are going the right way. So when you're training that hard, and especially if you've committed so much time and effort into it, you want to know that you're moving in the right direction. We're all committed to being the best versions of ourselves, but if we're not moving in the right direction, we want to make sure that we're not wasting any more time. So today what I'm going to show you is how you can start building muscle faster and also show you how long it will take. Now I know this is a really popular topic amongst you guys because you guys have been watching my other video here, which is about the proven methods about building muscle and the smartest ways to do so. Today what I'm going to do is tell you how long it's going to take to build muscle, but also the factors you have to take into consideration about building muscle. And I've got 6 of them for you today. So if you like this video, let me know, comment down below, but also like, share and subscribe. Like I said, I'm all here to just help you guys become the best versions of yourselves, help you build momentum, because we know that when people start prioritizing their health, start seeing results, have healthier lifestyles, everything else starts to gel together. So I'm going to help teach you about building muscle so that you can burn fat and become the better version of yourself. So you're looking to build muscle. Now you're probably thinking, why would I want to do that? Well, first of all, it makes everything look better, makes you feel stronger as well, and people don't talk about this as much as they should, and actually helps you build confidence. Now I know that sounds really cheesy, but building confidence is so important when it comes to being a better person, being a better partner, being a better business person, being a better worker, being a better friend, being a better family member. All these things help you. And I really believe that building muscle is just one of those first things that help you get it along the way. So let's show you what you need to do. Now before we start, of course, why should you listen to me? Well, I've been a personal trainer for the last 11 years, and also saying that, I've been an exercise physiologist for the last 6. Don't take my qualifications just for granted, but also as myself, I've done bodybuilding, powerlifting, weightlifting, and all of these things first based off how much muscle and strength that you can build. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I was doing these 3 things, I was in the best shape of my life. Now, of course, I'm not doing those 3 things, but I still carry those principles to now and also to my clients who have gotten great results as well. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, the first thing that you have to take into consideration when it comes to building muscle is the one that I always like to pre-anticipate with everybody. It's about your training age. Now, I'm not talking about if you're 12 or 14, 40 or 50. What I'm talking about is how long you've actually been training. So if you've been training since you were 18 and now you're 25, your training age is 7 years. If you were training at 40 for the first time and you've only trained for say 6 months, your training age is 6 months. Now you're probably thinking this is no coincidence why people in say sports and bodybuilding and people who tend to be a little bit older who've stuck through it are in better shape than people who've just started. That's a really big factor to take into consideration. Now you're thinking, how does this benefit me? I want you to understand that once you get started, it's about how you keep continuing this on. There's a reason why you start to see all these celebrities who've been training for a really long time, then they go for like a 6-week little cut, they look great. It's not because of those 6 weeks, it's because of the years of work that they put ahead. This is actually one of those things where I like to tell a lot of people, don't believe everything that you see in the media. Because when you see everyone who's been training for 20 years and they do this 12-week challenge and they look amazing, you're not gonna get the exact same results because they've been training for so many years before those 12 weeks. So all I can say is right now, get started if you're not exercising already, because this is your day 1 of your 20-year journey and it keeps going and you won't regret it. From there as well, if you're a beginner, guess what? You start to get all of the newbie gains, so to speak, as early as possible. Now the reason why really quickly all these people who just start exercising get a lot of muscle building up really fast is because the stimulus has never been there. We have this process in our body called adaptation, and we adapt to the environment that we need to be in. So if you've gone into a new environment where you're training really hard, your body goes, oh no, I'm in a shock system, I need to adapt to it as fast as possible, I'm going to build muscle. And it's going to do the best that it can given in the right environment, also given the right food as well, which we're going to talk about later. So that's just something to take into consideration. If you're just starting to get training, you're going to make all these massive improvements really fast compared to someone who's been doing it for 20 years because their body has adjusted to it. Now, another big thing that's going to help you build muscle faster is your training program. So if you're doing a lot of running, of course you're not going to build muscle because that's not what the design is there for. The intent is for you to be able to get stronger through strength-based training. Now, if you haven't seen my other videos, I've been talking about this for a very, very long time. Also saying that, I put it in my Instagram all the time, making sure you do this. It's making sure you understand your training program and you address these 4 things. The first thing is to make sure you rest as much as possible. I know I put it first because the thing is you don't actually grow in the gym, you actually grow outside the gym, and that's a big misconception that a lot of people have. When you go to the gym, you're tearing muscle fibers and you need to replenish. When you rest from the gym, this is a thing that actually helps you get that adaptation. The second thing is actually making sure your program has compound-based movements. You don't want to be wasting time doing bicep curls and tricep extensions and then calf raises when you could be doing bigger, better things like barbell rows, you could be doing pull-ups, you could be doing squats, lunges, deadlifts. All these things are so much more beneficial. The next thing is about frequency. So some people don't build as much strength or as muscle as fast as possible. So what can you do? You can start to increase the amount of times you train that muscle. So for myself, I know that my chest and my shoulders take a lot more time to develop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to train them 2 to 3 times per week. This is what we mean by frequency per week. So take that into consideration. And of course, there is no blanket program for everybody. Everyone will have different preferences. And this is where someone to help you with that programming will be able to be more useful for you. Like I said, making sure your program addresses what you need to do. We want to build muscle, so cardio is not one of those prime things that are going to help you. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it at all. So if you're going to be playing sport and you want to build muscle, you still need to have that cardiovascular fitness for your sport. Now, if you're going to be pure bodybuilding, you need to do some cardio just for general heart health. But cardio itself is not the greatest muscle builder, so make sure you're not prioritizing that to be 90% of your program. Especially for your gym beginners, it's very easy for you to go, hey look, I'm just going to spend 40 minutes on the cardio machine and then I'm going to do 10 minutes of weights and that's it. That's not going to help you build muscle. That's not the way we want to go down. So make sure you address that and make sure you understand how much time you're spending. You do want to be spending roughly around 70% of your time doing strength-based training. That now ties us into number 3, one of the factors that will help you build muscle. Number 3 is about making sure you're actually strong, because you can't get in good shape to build muscle unless you actually have the strength to do so. It makes sense because muscle is the unit that drives strength, okay? So muscles are the things that the reason why you can lift something, you can't lift something. So if you don't have a lot of strength, it means that you don't have a lot of muscle or the muscle is not very effective or big. So let's start addressing things that you should be trying to hit. These are the things that I like to drive people to be able to do, male or female. You should be able to do at least 10 push-ups on your toes, because this is just the easiest thing that you can do with very minimal training equipment, and also with the right determination, you'll be able to work on your nutrition and also making sure that your strength is to check as well. The next thing I like people to do is some parallel bar dips. Parallel bar dips, once again, very minimal equipment, makes you drive your strength to body weight ratio, because we like to make sure that people aren't just strong for the hell of being strong, but also making sure that they're strong to their body weight ratio. So there's no point being really, really, really big and you can't even lift your own body weight. It's not ideal. The last one is making sure you do pull-ups as well. That's the whole body weight to strength ratio based exercises. If you can do those 3 things, you tend to be in a really good shape. Or even saying that, you tend to have a really good amount of muscle and strength related to your body weight. Now, this is the next thing I want to talk about when it comes to strength. You can't be just lifting 2 kilo dumbbells all day. You can't be just doing this all day and doing thousands and thousands of reps, because it just doesn't work like that. You're going to have really good endurance, but you're just not going to be able to build that muscle that you really want. It's not going to give you the effect that you want. And this is where the whole the misconception or the myth that you could say about people going to do higher reps to build more muscle, get more toned, it just doesn't work like that. We want people to work all across all rep ranges. It's been researched and studied about this. I don't think I need to link this, but it's very important for you to address that you do need to be strong so that you can build muscle to burn fat. So make sure you understand that. If you can lift 8 kilos for 10 reps and then you can lift 12 kilos for 10 reps, you're going to be better off doing the 12 kilos unless you don't hurt yourself. But saying that, for everyone out there, I know you guys are lifting safely, and if you don't, check out our library of exercises that we can help you out with to make sure your form is correct. If we don't have it there for you, send us a message and we can see if we can make a tutorial to make sure you do all your exercises correctly. Saying that as well, so I wanted to be able to put more information out there to help you guys, and especially with strength-based training. For a lot of you people listening to this, maybe you are scared to do some strength-based training in the gym because you're unsure what to do. So comment down below, I'll make some more videos for you. Let me know what you would like to learn, and I'll make sure I'll do a full tutorial from start to end to make sure that you can do it or be on the right path to master it, okay? So comment down below, let me know what you want to learn, and we'll create a tutorial for you. Now, another factor that would help drive your results to build muscle is obviously your nutrition. Now, I'm not gonna lie, for many people, this is probably the hardest thing. And it depends where you live and also what your lifestyle's like, but you will find a way because you are determined. And what I mean by this is a lot of people tend to, and from the last 11 years working as a personal trainer, not eat enough protein. I've been saying to a lot of people, imagine if you just had a container of all the protein that you had to eat throughout the whole day, and you split that across 2 meals, 3 meals, 4 meals, whatever it might be, even 1 meal if you really wanted to. And if you ate it all, that is all you have to do. That's what we want people to understand. Protein is going to be one of the better foods to help you burn fat and also, saying that, build muscle. Without getting into too much detail, protein has a high thermogenic effect for it to digest, so it requires more energy for your body to actually use, and also making sure that you keep fuller for longer. Saying that though, that's going to be one of the things that help you build muscle. If you're not eating high enough amounts of protein, you're more than likely meaning you're eating high amounts of fat or carbohydrates, or even say you might be not eating anything at all. So that means your body's not going to adapt, and like I mentioned about adaptation, your body's now going through this process of trying to build muscle, but it can't get anything to actually replenish that muscle. So it's going to take longer for you to recover, you're not going to get more training sessions in, your body is going to feel so sore, and you're not going to be able to basically live that lifestyle for long-term sustainability. So make sure that your nutrition's up to par. Now, if you don't know what to do for nutrition, we do have a series in the playlist just right over here, and you can watch that. Click on it, it's gonna be a lot of detail, it's quite old and dry, so if you don't understand anything, comment on the actual video itself and we'll make sure that we can help you out. So the sixth one is actually something I added last minute. I think some people out there need to understand this. It's basically who you are as a person. And what I mean by this is, are you male or female? Males will definitely build muscle faster than females. Males will also have better adaptations than females. It's just the way it is with how hormones are working. Testosterone being the main one for males and estrogen being the main one for females. So understand that. So for those females out there, please don't compare yourself to a male. It's just not gonna work. I want you to understand that you yourself, and also males too, will be going through a different journey. That doesn't mean that you're not going to the same direction and the same goal. So we want to help motivate each other, make sure it's not a competition that's too unfair if you're having one with friends and family, but know that yourself, if you keep going forward, that's all that matters. We just don't want you to lose motivation over something that you may not understand or didn't know at all. Without going into too much depth on this last one, it's also you as a person. Are you motivated? Are you determined? Not saying anything about males and females right now, but the person who can persist and understand that gratitude or the reward will come a lot later rather than instantly, that person's gonna go really far. I remember when I first started doing this gym thing, I started with about 5 to 10 friends, and a lot of them wanted to get all of the, I guess, progress now. They wanted it now and they wanted it now, and then they stopped doing it in 6 months and 8 months. Fortunately for me, being 29 now, I started when I was 16, 12 years down the track. I'm grateful that I started it. It led me to a career, gave me a great lifestyle, and I'm grateful for what it's done for me because I persisted with it. And I told myself, just imagine when I'm 30, imagine when I'm 40, I'll be so thankful that I've done this for myself. And I want you to have that same mentality as well. Because although you want it really desperately right now, everyone wants everything right now. So don't pressure yourself, take your time, just make sure you're moving in the right direction, okay? You don't want to go too fast and never do it again. So that's it, everybody. Those 6 things will be the reason why that you can build muscle faster or slower. Now, there is one thing that I did miss out, which was genetics. I didn't want to get into it too much because we can't control that. I want everyone to understand that I want you to control the controllable as opposed to something that's just always going to be there no matter what. You can't change your genetics, but you can change 5 to 6 of those things that I mentioned there. I will take it into consideration so that you can start working harder. And the number one thing is to just persist with it, stick with it. I guarantee that you will thank yourself for being able to just stick with it for such a long time. In 5 years and 10 years and 20 years time, maybe you'll have a career like I did in it as well. That's it, everybody. So all I can say is, if you really liked this video, obviously comment, like, subscribe. We want to grow this. Share it with a friend. And I'm just so grateful for you guys to be able to support me like this. All I want you guys to do is build momentum, keep going, and don't stop. Thank you. Now the sixth one is going to be going to a little bit more depth on